everyone and welcome back to my channel, The Moody Pages. I'm Chanel, your fellow mood reader, and I went to Wild and Windy, hosted annually in Glendale, Arizona. And this is the last year that Wild and Windy is being hosted here in Phoenix, so I'm a little sad that it's ending, but I'm also very glad that I was able to attend this year. I had FOMO last year when my friend Kelsey went, and this year we were able to go together, and we went with my friend Stills and Jessica, and it was just so much fun. There were a lot of big name authors there originally. A lot of people dropped out, which is unfortunate, but we still had a great time. Love LitCon was also going on at the same time in California. I think next year I'd like to go to Love LitCon. Putting it out there into the universe. One of the big authors that were there, at least to me, she's a big author, and I have quite a few of her books, but was Sarah Kate. So I have, this is the first book that I read by her, and I have these tabbed, and she was loving going through the tabs. I'll put a little clip of her here, but it was really nice meeting her. She's actually local to Arizona, and she is so kind. Here are the books. Here's this one I signed at least, but I have the whole Salacious Players here. And I've read 3, so I think I have 3 more to go. One of them I need a tab, so I only have 2 of them tabbed so far. But this isn't really a haul, just a book I personally brought to get signed. Okay, so that was really fun. I also brought another book from home from Eva Chase. This is the first booth I went to when we went inside, and she personalized this for me. I'll talk more about this in a little bit, but very happy. I'm a little bummed that she didn't have the rest of the series, but I understand that you're not going to bring like every single book in the series to a book event. You're probably going to bring your newest, or at least the first in all the book series. So at least I got this signed. Now, we had a guest virtual author, which was Callie Hart, and we could pre-order her books signed through Barnes & Noble, and we could actually hear her talk on a panel, but again, it was all virtual. I just wanted the books, so I didn't go to the panel, but I went and picked up my books. Here we go. So here is Quicksilver, and then Brimstone, The Edges. I need to go and see if I can get points for this, but these are signed. Super excited. Here is the signature at the bottom. I have not read Brimstone yet. I am really excited, but I think I want to do a reread of Quicksilver before I do Brimstone. I do remember really loving Quicksilver though. I have the indie version, and I have the indie version with the dude on it. I would much rather that than this thing. I know she was bullied into changing her cover, but this was worse. Okay, so those were actually the first books I picked up, Quicksilver and Brimstone, because the Barnes & Noble booth was outside before you could get into the main entrance, and they had a bunch of other books from authors there that they were selling. Anyways, picked those up, and then first booth that I had planned to go to was Eva Chase. Not looking at anyone else, I'm going straight to Eva Chase. My friends and I buddy read Get Wonderland, and I really liked it. My friend really liked it, and apparently book 2 is even better. But I went straight to her booth and I got the omnibus. Look at how pretty this is. Stunning. And then I just want to show you some of the character art. This is the dust jacket. It's reversible. I personally kind of like these covers. They're a little cheesy, but they capture my eye every single time. Okay, and then underneath here, stunning work. Look at that. And this character art, they look a little derpy. They look a little derpy, but oh well. And then this is better. Not as derpy looking. Anyways, I don't know what my intention was going in here, but I knew that I really wanted to get a book from her. And that is all that mattered to me. It was between this or The Gang of Ghouls, which was The Stalking Dead. And sorry, bud. Hi. I'm trying to close my book. And this, the omnibus for The Gang of Ghouls was discounted because it was slightly damaged, but I also really like this so far, so I went with this omnibus. She had a spinner wheel so you could spin for a discount, and my discount was buy 2 paperbacks, get 1 free. So I was like, oh no, I gotta spend more money. And I asked her what series she would recommend, and she recommended her newest series, which was The Misfits. It's called Pack of Outcasts, but here is book 1, book 2, book 3. So again, I wasn't planning on buying these, but I couldn't help myself. I'm a sucker for this character art, and I had her personalize and sign. I kind of blacked out at this booth, and I probably could have bought more, but I reframed because that was the first booth I went to. So in Canadian funds, the transaction went through as Canadian funds, and it was $149, which ended up being actually $109 USD, but she is worth it. Look at all these. Technically 6 books because we got 3, and then this is a trilogy right here. I felt kind of starstruck when I saw her. I don't know why. I've only read a handful of her books, but I absolutely love her. She writes paranormal romance, fantasy romance with reverse harem. So totally up my alley though. This was a book that came in our swag pack. It's a novella from Heather Renee, and I didn't end up buying the first book of the series. I want to read this first, see what I think, and we'll go from there. I wish I held that same energy for the rest of the night. Alas, I did not. I planned on just picking up my 2 pre-orders. Wild and Windy had a little giveaway going on. If you could get a certain amount of authors, if you could get certain authors to sign this little paper, you could turn it in and get a little ticket for a raffle. And actually ended up keeping the card. It's in my bag, but as I was going through, I was like, man, there's a lot of these authors that I would like to read. So I did walk away from buying some books, but I have added some stuff to my KU. One author that I met there was Lauren Beale, and I've read 1 book from her. She writes dark romance, like unhinged dark romance. Okay, unhinged. And I wasn't sure if I liked the book or not. So anyways, I was in line with my friends because I believe she was someone that had to sign it. I don't know. I was just in her line for some reason. And she was so nice. And again, I've only read that 1 book from her, and it was so unhinged. I wasn't sure if I really wanted to buy anything, but here we are. She was really, really nice, and I was like, dang, she is so nice. I have to buy a book. I have to. So this is what I got. This was listed as great dark rom-com, not completely dark. So the mention of rom-com in there has me a little intrigued. We'll see. It's a little novella though, very tiny, so I am positive I can get through this. So I had 2 pre-orders. One was from Greer Rivers. I read Unveil, which if you've watched my previous videos, yes, you know. So I got my pre-order, and it came with some stickers. So here's some of the stickers, and it's signed, and I got it personalized. This was so good. The character art though. So this is a Black Swan inspired book. This scene kind of lives rent free in my head. This is exactly how I imagined them. Highly recommend this book. It was so good. And the second pre-order I had was from Ashley Clare. I got Flower People. She is a local Arizona author she's the sweetest girl ever. Literally so sweet. So she wrote Coffee People, which is the first book in this little romance interconnected series. And this is the second book, Flower People. it released a few weeks ago, sometime this month. So pre-ordered because I was super excited, and I'm just giddy to start. I am so happy that she personalized that. Again, sweetest girl on the planet. I would recommend her books if you're looking for a cute, whimsical romance novel. The character art on this is really cute. Okay, buddy. Okay, and then I got 2 more books. I did very well not buying books. My bank account says otherwise, but I bought this book called Overdrive by S.J. Silvis. Local Arizona author, I guess. I did not know that, but she was so sweet and dressed so cute. And also I love character art, so I'm very excited to read this. I want to buddy read this with my friends. It just looks like a cute time based off the cover. Buddy. Here's another dog. We were pretty much all done. We were just browsing just to kill some time because the last author that we were trying to see was for our little giveaway entry, little raffle entry, and that was Samantha Barrett. She had a long line, super long line, so we were killing time. And I was like, man, I haven't seen a fantasy romance that kind of calls to me. Like, I want to buy a fantasy romance or a monster romance and call it good. Like, I think I'm okay. Just one more book. And as we were walking around, we saw this author. Hey buddy, you're kind of like running into the camera. We saw this author's booth, and I don't know if you can tell, but look at that holographic. The little holographicness is super pretty. And then look at these edges. They're so pretty. So how they were stacked was just super enticing, and I was intrigued. Kind of a very light signature for that, but I'm excited. The author was trying to sell it as like hidden identities and fake engagement, I believe. So those are all the books I got. I got a lot of swag. I will maybe put a little clip here on the swag I received. But all the authors were just so nice, and I am excited to read some of the other authors that I found, not just these ones. There's a dark romance that I want to read from K.A. Wombolt. I met her mom, and she's the one that handed out the little giveaway card for signing, and oh my gosh, she's like the biggest hype woman. And then her daughter, the actual author, sweet as can be. She is so funny. She's just so outgoing. She is just, I want to be her friend. I hope I am her friend. I hope I'm her friend after that, because she is amazing. Anyways, that is my Wild and Windy experience. I'm so glad I was able to go, and I had so much time with friends and meeting all new authors. It's like a whole new world has just been opened up for me, and now I have a taste for book events, and I want to go to more. So again, hopefully Love Light Con for next year. All right, I would love if you guys commented which book you would like to see in a reading vlog. And I'm so sorry that my dog is chewing on a toy. Book for a reading vlog. If you've heard of any of these authors, what did you think of the book that you have read, if anything? And I will see you guys in another video. Bye.